If you have a preference for lighter skin, that's colorism. Like, it's literally colorism.
I feel more feminine with hair, wearing hair that mimics another race of people.
There's been so many times where I would be so jealous of people that were quote unquote looking better than me, had lighter skin, curlier hair, bluer eyes, and I would be so jealous of them. And I would just be like, why can't I look like that?
So it's gotten me to the point where I literally hate being a black, dark-skinned woman. I see no benefit in it.
Who you date says a lot about who you will advocate for, who you trust, who you believe deserves support, who you're willing to show up for.
White women bleaching their hair or straightening their hair is not the same as what we do. And I'm going to go there. So I know the sisters going to pretend they don't understand what I'm saying. This woman talked about how she had a head full of natural hair. Most black women do not have long hair. They do not have long natural hair. Black hair does not grow. It does not grow at the same speed as other races. If you are one of the unicorns where you can cut your hair one day and in 2 months or 3 months you got inches, you know you're a rare breed. When we cut our hair, that's it. It's going to take a little while for it to grow. Damage or undamaged. Drinking water or not drinking water. Why do you think one of the major ways to make money is to sell black women growth oils? Even from Madam C.J. Walker to right now, you want to make a quick buck, sell a growth oil. Our hair does not grow like that. It doesn't. And I'm going to go here. I do not look feminine with natural hair. Then coupled with the fact that the hair doesn't grow as fast, no. Some women have the confidence, they have the beauty to be able to pull off a short natural. I do not. I do not. And I think most black women do not. They do not. And for a lot of, I know me, I feel prettier with wigs or straight hair. I feel prettier. And I know that's a shame. And I know that's some internalized self-hate. But listen, my eyes aren't fooling me. I don't look, okay? I don't look that good in any style. But definitely when my hair looks what it looks like, natural. You know how some men, black men, they like a woman natural in theory, but if you put her side by side with a woman with a wig, they would choose a woman with a wig. I think a lot of black women are on that type of tip. We like our hair natural in theory. You know, we should like it in theory. We like it better on somebody else, but when it comes to us, we do not look feminine. You know, we do not look we do not look pretty. And the black community knows that we have those self-esteem issues. The black men and black women, they know we have these insecurities around our hair. And instead of letting us be great, what do? Taunt and pick. And knowing everything that we're going through. Knowing that for real, I don't want to wear straight. I don't want to wear straight hair. But I don't look good with my natural hair. And the natural wigs, they look like, you know, who done it and why. I'm not trying to go to work looking like Mufasa. So I'm sorry if I let the cat out of the bag and I explain too much, but this is it. And y'all need to stop. Listen, it'll never change. It'll never change. Okay, so y'all can harass us. You can belittle us. You can talk about the hard wig versus the soft wig, X, Y, and Z. We don't care. We don't care. Y'all can put it to bed. The black community thrives off of abuse. The black community thrives off of abuse and trauma.
The main girl who would make me feel pretty much like nothing, who would make me feel worthless, who would make me feel ugly, was dark-skinned herself. But she used to hang out like around a lot of light-skinned people, and to me now it's just like she was probably light-skinned in her head.
I remember black girls would say it to other black girls, and I remember asking, being like, why do we use these phrases when we're black? And they would be like, no, we're black, but we're not as black as these girls. It was always like this weird thing of like, you don't want to be as black as someone else.
I don't understand how people who are absolutely gorgeous, like Kim Kardashian type gorgeous, how they have insecurities. I'm like, how do you look like that and have insecurities?
I hate my black skin and I want to completely escape the confines of existing in a black body. So I think that a demelanization process is the only way to go. And I can afford it. I want skin bleaching, lip thinning, nose narrowing, the whole nine. I want me a Kardashian makeover if that's what it takes. And I really feel bad because I have a biracial son who is starting to appear darker by the day, and I don't like that. I think that his experience as a black person is only going to heighten if his skin continues to get darker. Not only that, he also has a birthmark that is growing darker and bigger by the day. And now I have to go and consult with this clinic. This clinic provides a complete demelanization process, skin bleaching, lip thinning, the whole nine. Okay, and I think that that's the best thing for my son. I think that if I want to have him not live a true black experience in this country, we're just going to have to shovel out some money to get it done.
I have been coaching black women for years at this point. And one thing I know for sure is that black women like to lie. Okay? Y'all in those comments does not match the reality. How come so many black women spend hundreds, thousands of dollars each year on growth oils? If our hair grows like everybody else's grows, then how come we need so many aids to help it to grow? I didn't say it doesn't grow as fast, or we don't retain lymph, or whatever the case is, our hair does not. You see a Hispanic woman, she cuts her hair off in 2 or 3 months. It's down here. Black women, that's not how it's gonna go for us. And that's why more often than not, when we cut our hair, it's a major decision. It is not an overnight decision, because we know it's a high likelihood we're not going to get that hair back. And if black women feel so feminine, how come we don't invest in the natural wigs and the weaves? How come more often than not, we are going to go for a straight style? Why? Because we look better in straighter styles.
Literally, on my ugliest day, I'm better than most people, bruh.
Slay! Slay!
I don't like being a black person.
Being lighter skinned has very clear material advantages of both beauty, desirability, romantic relationships, socioeconomic opportunities. Like, this is real.
Team wig, did y'all notice what I noticed? In the whole discussion about Risa Tisa, not one black woman came for her hard wig. Did y'all notice that too? People talked about her weight. They talked about her physique. Not one sister came for her hair. But if she was with a white man being loved right, the first thing anybody would have said, I could tell by the hard wig. So I guess if you're being dogged, if you're being lied to and cheated on by a black man, nobody cares about your wig. But when you're with a white man, your wig is the main topic of discussion.
Hey y'all. Okay, I'm excited for this video because I'm going to show you how to handle being ugly.
All that work and what did it get me? Why did I do it?
The system, I think more people prefer lighter skinned women than darker skinned women.
Where I prayed and I hoped that I would wake up with like lighter skin, and I would say to myself, like, why wasn't I born light-skinned? Why wasn't I born with perfectly curly hair? Maybe people won't make fun of me if I have those attributes. And it just really, really sucks.
Wearing a weave, I get shamed because it's not real. Wearing my real hair, I get shamed because it's too nappy.
And I started, hating certain classes just because I was the only dark-skinned person in that class. So I started skipping the class and just going to the bathroom and just staying there the whole time.
I don't know a lot of people around me that are as dark as me. I don't match society's standards of beauty.
So from a young age, I kind of had to decide. I was like, okay, well, I think I'm going to start wearing weaves because at least then I can present like my hair is straight or like my hair is a looser texture. So like I originally started wearing weaves that was like a curl, like a looser texture, because I was like, that's more acceptable in the Black community.
There's no way out of not being the beauty standard. So
I think that I'm really, really tired of seeing lighter skinned people like say the exact same things and parrot the voices of darker skinned people and get claps and applause by darker skinned people received antagonism. Darker skinned people as a class of people do not have the ability, the institutional power.
If my country is telling our people that being dark-skinned is not pretty, then they are right. So I started believing that like my own country is telling people bleaching is the way to go. So I started thinking that they're right, and I started putting that in my head, thinking since I'm dark-skinned, I'm not good enough. Should I bleach too?
Like a darker skinned person with a master's degree usually has less employment opportunities or is less employable than a lighter skinned person who has a bachelor's.
I guess how society sees dark women, like we're basically the losing team. Like who wants to be on the losing team?
I would start believing the negativity that people said. I would start believing the, oh, you a walking shadow. I wouldn't want to go outside with people, or I wouldn't want to go to the movie theater with my friends because I know the lights will be off and they wouldn't see me. Like with social media, light-skinned people are important and they're, you know, they're pretty and this and that. And that's the same thing I want to feel. So, and, you know, there's a lot of benefits that come along with it, and I want the same benefits.
I thought I loved myself. Through and through. Deep down, I hated my hair. I didn't know what it was. I didn't want to know what the natural texture looked like. I didn't want to see the length. I was like one of those naturals who was natural, but I was like, I'm not going to go natural. Like, you ain't about to see me with no afro. When I really, really studied, I came to the realization that at the end of the day, our community, again, is still under bondage.
But let me tell you, if white people lose their money tomorrow, they are going to be considered ugly the same way we consider ugly, you know what I mean?
My mother, of course, like she said this offhandedly, but you know, as a child, like that's something that's rooted in you. But I remember one time and she was just like, you don't need to marry somebody that's like your shade or darker. Like your kids are gonna come out too dark.
To me, I would think, what if everybody's laughing at me because I'm too dark?
It's like you growing up in school, you have mainly guys making fun of your skin color and calling you charcoal, calling you dark. So growing up, you just start to feel like, oh, okay, no one likes me because of my skin color. Like, okay, I see. So that kind of does something to your head, you feel me? And also we have social media. They do praise lighter skinned women, Latinas, whatever, pale skinned women. So that kind of makes you feel like you're not desired.
Okay, first things first, as a Black woman, I do not like wearing my natural hair. I don't. It's not even that, you know, like my natural hair is bad. No, my natural hair is pretty good. I've grown it quite long. I just don't like it. I simply just don't like it. And y'all will get on this internet and, you know, try to bully someone and make them feel bad and, you know, tell them that they don't love themselves because I'd rather, you know, wear a 30-inch bust down as opposed to, you know, just my natural hair in its natural form or a silk press or whatever the case may be. And I just feel like that's my business. Like, if I don't want to wear my natural hair or I don't like my natural hair, that doesn't mean I don't love myself any less or whatever the case may be because I don't want to wear my natural hair. I just don't want to.
Let me tell y'all the one thing I hate about being a Black woman is getting my fucking hair done. My head is pounding, okay? You see the way I'm laying here? My hair is tucked into my shirt. I took 2 fucking Naproxens, 500 milligrams, and them bitches is not kicking in, and I have work in the morning. Can you believe that? But it's giving Erykah Badu.
I remember when I was younger, I wanted to be Britney Spears. I wanted to be a pop star like Britney Spears. But I didn't do it. I didn't want to also pursue that because I didn't think that I could get any sort of role or any sort of singing done because I was not light-skinned enough.
Colorism, especially within, like, it's different when, you know, people outside of our race, you know, treat us a certain way. But when it comes from inside of the house, when it comes from your own community, that is the worst shit ever. You know, and I'm just like, I've never really applied myself how I was supposed to in the past.
Y'all kept bringing up low self-esteem as if that would be news to me. That's not a dig. In order for the black community to work, it has to be a whole lot of black women who don't have high self-esteem. If 90% of black women are wearing hair that does not look like what comes out of their scalp, and they're wearing it 90% of the time, then a whole lot of us must have low self-esteem. And y'all keep bringing up age. My generation, we grew up on the sew-ins. I'm not as old as you think I am. It's Gen Z. Gen Z grew up on the YouTube natural hair tutorials. And Gen Z said, fuck it, let's get the wigs. So I guess we all brainwashed. I guess we all have self-hate. I guess we all have low self-esteem. Let me just make sure y'all got all of the angles. For over 100 years at this point, black women have not felt comfortable wearing their real hair. Why? Why? All over the world. Why? Why?
One of the biggest, you know, complaints or negative comments I got was about me using a shade that's like 4 or 5 shades brighter than myself. And like some people refer to it as clown makeup, some people refer to it as drag makeup, etc., etc. But I'm like, if someone of a brighter skin tone did the same thing, you guys would not say that. Regardless of whatever, we're both using concealers that are 4 or 5 shades brighter than ourselves. Is it a little more in your face because I am darker? Granted, yes, you can say that. But if the rule is 1 to 2 shades lighter, don't try to, you know, single out me because I'm choosing to use 4 or 5 shades if other creators or other people, you know, do the same thing. And I really hate that. And that's why I say I hate colorism as a black woman, because a lot of the comments were coming from black women, like.
And I just remember being like, damn, like, is there something wrong with me?
How do we feel when people talk about preferences? You know, somebody might say, you know, I don't have anything against darker skinned women. I just prefer light skinned women. I just prefer to date them.
If you have a preference for lighter skinned women, I don't understand how you could arrive to that preference independent of colorism.
Because let's be real. Unless you're about to get plastic surgery, there's no way out.
They say there are 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Well, I'd like to add one more.
I admired girls who had like looser curls. It wasn't necessarily that I disliked my skin tone, but I disliked my hair texture a lot as a kid.
Bro, like, I just want to get a retwist and a style. I'm gonna show y'all the style that I wanted. I only want to show y'all what the fuck I got. Like, I've been crying since I fucking lived. And I just don't know how to, like, tell people that I don't like my hair without getting mad. Or, I don't know. I just rather just wait until I'm done and just go back to my car and just fucking cry, like, and just take that L and just book with somebody else. Cause like, what the fuck is this? Like, the edges are cute, I guess, but like, why the fuck? Like, why would you do that to somebody?
Because I never saw my hair type represented. Like, you would see a lot of like child actresses or movie stars, and they would all either have straight hair, loose wavy hair, or like loose curls.
So it's gotten me to the point where I literally hate being a black, dark-skinned woman.
But at school, like, I would have a group of guys, like, why is she so dark? Or, you know, when guys would be like, hey, my friend want to holler at you, and the guy was like, no, I don't. She black as fuck. She dark as fuck. Nigga, I'm not even interested in your dusty ass anyway.
I would go to get a perm, and the lady would like charge me double because she was like, your hair's so nappy, like we have to use double the amount of perm.
It's so many reasons why I literally am at a point in my life now and have experienced so much disadvantage, so much oppression, not just by white folks, but by my own so-called people.
I would avoid groups of black guys. I would do everything in my power to just go the opposite way or not have to walk by it, because I just knew, like, guys would say some rude shit to me.
Cause when you unfold me and tell me you love me and look in my eyes.
Even when I would get a perm, my hair was still really kinky and I would feel really insecure about that. And I just remember feeling like, oh, something is wrong with my hair type. Like, it just doesn't get straight.
I detest being black and dark skinned.
When the natural hair movement hit, I felt like I was really interested. I remember it was like an awakening, right? But I feel like the hair textures that was being promoted on YouTube, on media, around me was hair textures that were looser hair textures, which were already being promoted before the natural hair movement. Like, I think I had to kind of accept what being black meant, which was a lot of these negative stereotypes.
But you're just a boy. You don't understand.
And I think I had to accept what having kinky hair meant, which was a lot of negative stereotypes. And I think a big problem I just felt was like, I just thought no one else had hair texture like mine. You know, before the natural hair movement happened, I feel like you would see girls and they would either have a perm or they would have loose curls, or they'd be like biracial with like loose hair, which was always really admired and kind of like seen as being like the good girls because they're the ones who are showing their hair, they're not wearing weaves, you know? So there was also this weird feeling where like, if you wore a weave, people would shame you because they'd be like, why are you putting on fake things? But then like, you couldn't wear your real hair because you would also get shamed. So it was like shame on all points. It was like,
Innisfree green tea, go plump challenge. Plump, glowing, hydration, boost. Plump, glowing, hydration, boost.
And then when you have loose curls, it's just like my hair texture cannot do that. And I spent so much of my life trying to get my hair texture to do things that it just will not do.
Life could be worse. No, not really. This is the worst.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Having a loose curl has almost always been in fashion or in style. Like, I don't remember there being a time where like having loose curls was seen as like a negative thing, because that's not necessarily associated with blackness. Like, you could have loose curls and be from Brazil, you could be from Asia, you could be from Europe. That's not necessarily associated with blackness.
A lot of the times I hate that I'm dark skinned, because I'm always feeling like I'm in a constant battle.
Having nappy hair was never in fashion. It's still kind of not in fashion. And it wasn't until someone broke down to me like the different hair textures, like the 4A, 4B, 4C, 3A, 3B, like the different ranges of hair, that I learned that like my hair texture cannot be like yours, just like yours cannot be like mine. I am killing myself to get straight hair that is just not natural. Like, the same way that this white girl cannot have an afro because it's not naturally how her hair grows, is the same way I cannot have straight hair because my hair is naturally not how it grows. Like, it's the farthest extreme.